The story begins in a world that has animals that don't exist on Earth, a mysterious world with giant monsters in it. This world is dominated by the demon lord and his henchmen. Great warriors come together to defeat this demon lord, and among there was a warrior with a very weird job. That is, he can summon monsters by drawing their pictures. And this was the story written by our MC Jinho's brother, and Jinho is reading it right now. But he thinks the story is trash, and it's pointless having a good TR if the story is going to be trash. And there is only one comment on the last chapter. Jinho thinks it's better for his brother to drop this story. Even an elementary kids can write more interesting story than this. Then suddenly his brother comes in, asking how is the story. Seeing his big brother, he freaks out. And his brother didn't expect it that his own family to think of him that way. Is hard work a trash? Jinho tells him that his story is a trash and he should find a new job. His brother leaves from there. Jinho thinks his brother's drawing are good, but the story he adapted is a trash. He thought his brother will come back after a while, but it's already been a month since he left. They report to the cops about his missing. Jinho did his best to find his brother, but he was never able to find him. A few years has passed, and Jinho was lucky enough to find a job at a large game company at the young age of 23, although he is still a contract employee. And his role in this company is a game illustrator. And he is very confident in his drawing, especially drawing monsters. And he doesn't like drawing people. He notices two girls talking about the new restaurant that is nearby their company. And one girl is going on a lunch there with the most handsome guy in their company. And he is the only handsome guy in their company, and other guys are too gloomy. Then they notice Jinho staring at them for calling him too gloomy. They didn't notice him. And they starts to talk about Jinho, calling him creep and weird. They also heard a rumor that his big brother committed suicide because of him. Hearing that rumor, Jinho gets shocked because she said that his brother died because of him. A girl comes and asks him to have a lunch with her today. It's been a while since they went to lunch together. Her name is Lee Si, 23 years old, Sin Jinho's teammate. She joined the company at a younger age than Jinho, and it seems like she is only nice to Jinho. Jinho agrees with her to go on a lunch. Their manager comes and scolds them for only chatting and not doing the work. She informs them that they have a meeting before the lunch. During their meeting, suddenly someone shakes their building. It's Mr. Earthquake. Don't tell me, they are all going to reincarnated. The ceiling starts to crack. They gets ready to get out of there. Jinho noticed something. The girl who was about to go on a lunch with the handsome guy was grabbing his leg, asking for him to help her. She doesn't have strength in her legs. He tries to calm her down, but that's not helping him. Then the building collapses. Next, Jinho wakes up and finds himself in the forest, with one girl on his arm and the other on his leg. He is confused about what's happening there. He is sure that the building collapsed, and they should have died. But why are they here? He wakes Lee Si first. She is also confused about the situation they are in. They then gets ready to wake up others. Jinho wakes assistant manager. The girls who was grabbing his leg starts to cry. Even the assistant manager starts to panic. Lee Si tries to calm the cry girl. Manager also tells them to calm down and they should find out where they are right now. She asks Jinho, who woke up first, to explain the situation, but he also doesn't know much. The cry girl noticed something on his back pocket. She takes it out, and it's 3 blank cards. Just a moment ago she was crying, but now she gets ready to draw something, a cute teddy bear. Then they hear a big noise. Lee Si notices something, and those are monsters coming their way. And the noise was from a big blast behind the mountains. They are shocked to see those giant monsters. Assistant manager is shocked, thinking those are the citizens of hell. Manager has zoned out because of the shock. Lee Si is asking Jinho if this is really a hell. Jinho notices those monsters. He is sure that he has seen them somewhere, and they are coming right at them. The cry girl, Minju, asks her lunch date, the handsome guy, Minho, to go and talk with those hell citizens. Then she gets mad that he always acted so tough and manly, but now he is acting like a coward. Hearing all those words from the girl he was courting, he gets ready to go and talk with those monsters. While thinking, he will be fine, he already died once, and this is hell, he can't die twice. He starts to talk with those monsters. Jinho tells him to run away. They starts to run, and the manly guy is still trying to talk his way out. The monster swing its axe at him. Luckily the manly guy dodges the attack. And now the manly guy is crying like a baby. They all starts to run, and I didn't think that Miss Manager to run that far away already. Lee Si asks Jinho if they are really in hell. Jinho tells her that those monsters are ogres. She is surprised. How did he know that? Well, that because he is the one who designed them. Manager gets confused about why his designed monsters are in hell. He also doesn't know that. All he knows that those monsters get mad quickly. Minju stumble on a root and fall on the ground. Jinho tells her to get up and run quickly, but I think her legs have given up again. Lee Si tells Jinho that there's nothing they can do about Miss Minju. It's too late. Jinho then notices the pen and paper. He is surprised. Why are those there? He runs toward Minju. Minju is happy seeing Jinho coming to save her. But nope, bro was only there to get his pen and paper. He is sure that these cards are. But Minju grabs his legs again, asking him to take her with him. The monster jumps at them with its big axe. Lee Si shouts for Jinho. Then suddenly a bright light appears. Something attacks the monsters. Manager and assistant manager are shocked. What's going on there? Jinho is also shocked to see that little thing. That defeated monster. Si comes asking if Jinho is alright. And what's happening there? They are all shocked to see a little teddy bear fighting those monsters. The monsters charges toward that little teddy. Then boom, a blast happens far from the village. We see 4 warriors, who seems to notice that blast happened because of a summoner. Next, in front of Teddy's strength and speed, the monster didn't even stand a chance. It was one-hit kill, and it has already taken down half of the monsters. Si tells him to start running. Jinho informs everyone that they might not have to run after all. That teddy bear is a 5-star rank. Sehi is confused about what does he mean by 5-star rank. Minju grabs him and tells him to say it in a way that she can understand. He tells them that teddy bear won't ever lose to something like an ogre. Teddy bear shoots something like laser light that kills all the ogres. And it's finally done. Seeing the bear coming towards them, 3 of them starts to run. Jinho stops them and tells them that they don't have to run because the teddy bear is on their side. Jinho thanks the teddy, and even pats the teddy's head to confirm that the teddy is safe and won't hurt them. Manager is surprised from the way Jinho is acting. It seems like he knows this place, and asks him to explain. From all the incidents that have been happening, Jinho was able to confirm his suspicion about that place. He informs them they are inside the world of the webtoon that his brother wrote. Minho is shocked that they are inside a webtoon. Minju asks him to tell her the way out, but he also doesn't know it. Manager calms Minju and tells her that they should first listen to what Jinho have to say. She then asks Jinho to explain about those monsters and this little teddy. From what he understood, he summoned that teddy bear with the card on his hand, and inside his brother's webtoon, there are summoners who fights using the drawings they make on their cards. Manager is surprised and Minju seems to notice something here. She drew the teddy bear, that means she is the summoner. But Jinho doesn't think like that because the card and pen that made the summon happen are both his. This makes Manager to ask him another question. Would they have to rely on him every time something dangerous happens to them? Jinho then gives them another info that all the appearing characters had a class given to them. He got these cards and pen. Everyone there would definitely have a special class given to them. But Minho is still finding it difficult to believe it. Then Sehi noticed that there is something behind Minho, and it's a sword. Minju gets ready to take it out, so they can fight the monsters with the sword if the monsters appears again. But she couldn't pull it out. Sehi and Manager also tries to help her pull it out, but it won't budge. And even Teddy is trying his best to pull it out. Minho gets ready to pull it out, and he once heard that only the true owner of this kind of sword can pull it out. He pulls it out. Everyone is shocked, and even he is also surprised. So he is the owner of the sword, and it's as light as feather in his hand. Jinho tells him that he has a magic swordsman class. Just like Jinho was given a card for being a summoner, Minho is given a sword. Jinho suggests him to try cutting the trees. He gets ready to give it a try, and with one swing, he cuts couples of trees. Everyone is shocked to see that power. That's insane. Minju is happy because Minho is back to being manly and tough. Manager is surprised this means the class thing is real. Smelling those cards, Minju thinks maybe her class is a princess. But Jinho is sure that there is nothing like princess class. But he thinks Minju is a thief class or a bandit class. She doesn't think that she is a thief class. Jinho then asks her what his card's doing in her hands. Everyone is shocked. This confirms that she is a thief. And that's probably how she unintentionally used the skill Sticky Fingers to get his cards before. Jinho informs them that in the future, Sehi and Manager will also get their class. But for now they have to find a village so they can rest their body. Next, a guy who is flying in an eagle didn't thought the ogre unit to be taken down that easily. And he never heard of a summoner other than Julius. He gets ready to go back and report to the great demon king. Then suddenly something happens to his bird, and he falls off his bird. Next, Minju is crying because she is a thief, and from some point, she started to carrying a strange dagger on her hip like Minho. And Sehi is surprised that Minju has really become a thief. Now they are all tired after walking all day, and Jinho is looking for a village because he is sure that there is one around there. They finally found the village, but it's kinda far from there. At this point, Minju has reached her limit. She can't walk any further. Manager scolds her for always complaining, and tells her try to act like thief and toughen up. But poor Minju doesn't have any energy. She hasn't eaten anything and have been walking all day. Sehi also thinks that they should rest for a while. And Mr. Swordsman is also feeling tired after carrying his sword. And it's quite heavy. They gets ready to rest there, and after they recover their strength, they can continue their journey to reach the village. But Manager thinks it's better to find the village first, before the monster find them. Minho tells her not to worry. He will stand guard. 2 girls are reassured. After seeing him swing his sword last time, they are not worried about anything showing up, with Minho as their guard. He tells them that he and Jinho will stand guard. But Jinho is also tired and he really wants to rest. Minho tells him that his sword and Jinho's card are their only protection they have. So for the sake of the exhausted coworkers, let's make a manly sacrifice. Sehi also gets ready to keep a watch with Jinho. They gets ready to take a rest there, and after recover they will head to the village. At night, 2 ladies are sleeping and the 3 are keeping a watch. And Sehi is standing guard because she is not feeling right to let Jinho stand guard alone, because Minho seems to be sleeping. Well, this is how a manly man sacrifices himself. Sehi asks him if there is a way to go back. He is also not sure because the webtoon his brother drew, it wasn't finished, and he didn't read it very carefully either. But from what he remembers, the story was about a group of heroes going on a journey to defeat the Demon King. And the Demon King had an absolute item, the magic orb, that grants any wish. The group of heroes used the power of that orb to restore the devastated world. Then a thought crossed his mind. If they get that orb, that means they can go back. Next, Minju wakes up to go to the bathroom. And about the bathroom, there is no way there's something like that in a place like this. She then looks at the 2. Sehi tells her to go behind the bushes. She also knows that she didn't go far away thinking that will be dangerous. And she didn't realize until now that Sehi and Jinho were that close. She thinks maybe Sehi charmed Jinho while she wasn't looking. Then she hears a voice asking for help. And the one who is asking for her help seems to be the guy who fell from the eagle. And poor guy is drenched in her pee. And he's asking her to lift him up. She gets shocked to see him, and damn, she peed a lot. Sehi and Jinho notice Minju's scream. Minho also sacrifices his manly dream and wakes up. Manager also wakes up, and it seems like she has received her class. And by that outfit and staff, I think she is a wizard class. Jinho and Sehi runs to Minju. Minju also runs to Jinho and Sehi, shouting, "There's a weird guy in the bushes. He peeked at me while I was peeing." When Jinho and Sehi arrive there, the poor guy is fully drenched in that pee. Jinho notices that guy. The guy stands up, and after clearly seeing him, Jinho is sure that this guy is one of the Demon Lord's subordinate, the Eagleman, and they are facing a boss character already. Poor guy is still having trouble to stand up. He asks them to help him, lift him up, while digging his face in the pee. And Minju is mad because he was spying on her while she was peeing. Sehi asks Jinho to help that guy, but he stops her and informs her that that man is the loyal servant of the Demon King. His name is Eagleman. And Minju is like, what a country bumpkin name. Then she realizes that he is the bad guy and hides behind Jinho. Jinho is surprised not only the worldview, but also the character are exactly the same as his brother's comics. So that means the heroes and protagonist also exists too. Minju is feeling sorry for the guy that he is begging like that, and it seems like he can't fight. Jinho informs them that guy is not weak. The ogre they fought earlier, even if there are thousands of them attacked, they can't beat this guy. But Sehi is confused why such a strong person is like this right now. The manager and Minho also arrive there. They informs the manager about the situation, and they are shocked to see their manager like that. Jinho is surprised that their manager class is a wizard, and that outfit suits her quite well. But someone seems to be a bit jealous, thinking she would also look prettier if she wore a wizard clothes. But she's a thief, and thief don't have clothes like wizard. Minho asks them what happened while he was patrolling around for a while. Jinho is surprised, like when was he patrolling? I am sure he was patrolling in his manly dream. But right now, Jinho is confused about why such a big shot is lying there in the pee, and he is sure that none of them can beat that guy. Manager asks Sehi about that guy. She tells her according to Jinho, that person is a servant of the Demon Lord. The wizard and swordsman gets shocked to hear that. Jinho asks him why his bones are broken. He stays quiet, and everyone is waiting for his answer. He then tells them that he can't remember anything. Everyone is shocked, like what did he just say? Looking at the pee, he tells them that he can't remember anything. Jinho asks what his name. He gets shocked that he can't even remember his name. Jinho is shocked that the Eagleman has amnesia. Man, please help that poor guy to get out of that pee. Even though he can't remember, but he is sure that he was doing something very important. Then the wizard shouts, "Assistant Manager Lee." Everyone gets shocked, like what's their manager trying to do here? Poor guy is surprised that he is Assistant Manager Lee. Manager comes saying, how can you not remember your own manager? Now he remembers it. He remembers his manager. He clearly remembers it now. And Jinho is certain that the Eagleman has completely lost his memory. And manager called him Assistant Manager Lee because after hearing from Sehi that person is powerful. And now that he has lost his memory, manager is trying to pretend that he is on their side, so he can be some help in the future. She then asks Jinho to help Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee apologizes that he suddenly got hurt. Jinho asks him to lean on his shoulder. Then he notices that this guy is soaked in pee. He throws him away. Mr. Lee is mad. Why did he suddenly push him away? Jinho apologizes that he instinctively threw him away because it was dirty. Mr. Lee then notices that he is not in pain anymore, but he was definitely in pain just a moment ago. Jinho is shocked that the man who couldn't even move a single step just a moment ago is now fully healed. Next, they continue their journey to the village, and Mr. Lee is confused, even though he told them that he regained his memory. But in fact he remembers nothing. Anyway, he is happy that he was living under such a beautiful boss. So he asks Jinho if it's really fine to take a demon servant with them. Jinho thinks it's fine, and their goal is the Demon Lord Castle, so they'll confront Eagleman someday. So for now, they should use him for their advantage until then. Then suddenly they hears a loud noise, and there are two monsters coming their way. Everyone starts to freak out after seeing another monster again. The monsters are charging towards them. Minju asks Minho to deal with those monsters with his sword, but Minho is running away with his sword. She then turns to her second option, Jinho. They have Jinho, that's right. She grabs him and tells him to take out his bear quickly. But he can't because there's a cooldown period for summons. He gets ready to draw a new monster and summon it for now. He starts to draw. Wizard and swordsman are running away. Sehi is blushing, and Minju is holding on to Jinho because she doesn't have strength in her legs to run away. From what Jinho understood, the element that determine the strength of the monster or the rank of the card and the type of pen one is using makes a big impact. But the quality of the drawing, the features of the depicted monster, weapon, etc. can also determine its strength. In other words, a monster hastily drawn on a 5-star card will be less stronger than a well-drawn monster on a 3-star card, and unfortunately Bear was drawn on the crucial 5-star card. He gets ready to draw some monster on his 3-star rank card. The monster starts to rampage. And now, Minju has lost not only the strength on her legs, but also the strength of all her body. And Jinho is having trouble to draw in that pressure. While everyone was running, Mr. Lee was standing strong in front of those monsters. And he is also confused for some reason. He is not scared at all. But instead he is finding those monsters cute. The monster attacks him, and the attack landed too. Swordsman, who is just running here and there, is sure that Mr. Lee is dead. The thief is out cold, and doesn't care who lives or dies now. Jinho has still not finished his drawing. But Mr. Lee has survived that attack. And he also has that pen and card, and he can still very faintly remembers what to do in a situation like this. He has a card with an eagle drawn in it. The eagle comes out from his card and starts to fight with the monsters. Manager and assistant manager are shocked to see what is happening in front of their eyes. Mr. Lee and his eagle starts to tear down the monsters. He finishes the monsters and comes down. The eagle returns back to the card. Everyone praises him that he saved everyone there. Minju looks at the manly man who was running away really well just now. Manly man tells them that he was just luring the monsters towards him because everyone was in danger, but no one is buying his crap. Sehi and Jinho are also relieved that everyone is safe. But from that fight they realize that the enemies they are going to face are super strong. Next, they continue their journey, and Sehi didn't expected Mr. Lee to be able to summon monster like Jinho. Even Jinho is surprised because the comic didn't give any description on the Eagleman, and Jinho was shocked to see the fight earlier. And the monster Mr. Lee summoned. Jinho is not sure if he can draw a picture with that level of completion. But Sehi is confident that Jinho can. She has seen him drawing and she believes that he will be able to summon the most powerful monsters. Minju then asks them if everyone is alright. They gets confused. What does Minju mean by that? What she meant was that the person is still covered in her pee. But everyone seems to be fine around him. Minho also notices some stinky smell and runs from there. But Miss Wizard seems to be fine with the smell and thanks Mr. Lee for saving them back there and for his hard work. He thanks her for her good words and tells her that he still can't remember her name. She tells him that her name is Kim Min Young. Now he will remember that name for the rest of his life. Next, a girl and a dragon notices them. Somewhere nearby, some party has defeated some monsters. The dragon rider comes shouting, "Julius, I have spotted the Demon King's army." Julius had also felt like there was the Demon King's army nearby. The dragon she was riding it comes back to Julius' cards. He asks her about the size of the army and their location. The girl who brought the news, her name is Regina, and she's a mage. She informs them that the size was smaller than they expected, about 4 to 5 people, and they were commanded by the Eagleman, the loyal servant of the Demon King. And these special force warriors were in unique outfits. Julius didn't expected the Eagleman's special force moving in a small, elite group. They gets ready to move out and step on the Eagleman's tail. And Julius and his party are the main character of the webtoon. And how these MC of the webcomic and the other weirdos are going to face is a mystery. And finally Jinho and his party arrive at the first village. Everyone is happy that they finally arrived at the village. Team leader Min Young thanks Mr. Lee, the competent employee of their company. Because of him that they reached the village easily and quickly. And for some reason Mr. Lee is finding that place quite familiar. They notices that everyone there has a rabbit ear. Jinho remembers that there are some odd races in this comic world. like these people with rabbit ears, and there are also people with wings, and even giants who are over 5 meters tall. Now Sehi is getting interested in this comic, and she is really looking forward to read. But she doesn't know how trash is this comic like our boy Jinho here. Jinho gets ready to draw some monster just in case. A rabbit guy shouts, "We are in trouble, the Demon Lord's army have arrived." Jinho and others get shocked like where these Demon Lord's armies are coming from, but didn't expected that they are the one those rabbit people are calling the Demon Lord's army. Everyone starts to run from there. Jinho and his party are shocked. They didn't expected things to turn out like this. Next, Jinho, Sehi and Minyoung are in the mansion of the rabbit-eared village elder, and they are telling the elder that they are not the Demon Lord's army, even though the village elder wants to believe them. But there's a man in their group who looks like a close aide to the Demon Lord. Village elder asks them to tell the truth clearly. Minyoung asks Jinho to explain, because he is the only one who knows that world well. But what can he explain when everyone recognized Eagleman as an officer of the Demon Lord at first glance? Village elder gets surprised because his long ears are not just for show. He can even hear their whisper. He throws a cup at Jinho. Sehi and Minyoung are shocked why the elder is acting like this all of a sudden. That because he wants to hear the truth. Elders asks them to tell their true identity and the purpose in coming to that village. And if they don't tell him the truth, they have no choice but to resist with force. Minyoung gets ready to tell them the truth. Meanwhile in the village, 3 people are confused where everyone ran off to. Mr. Lee is shocked that everyone ran off because he is smelling like pee. The hero's party arrived there, and they didn't expected the village to shelter and cooperate with the demons. And 3 of them are confused about what that guy is talking. Minju gets scared, and at the same time, she is finding it funny to see those guys in weird outfit, which looks so embarrassing. But Mr. Lee is finding them somewhat familiar. Julius gets ready to send them on their way to the hell. He summons his Dino. Seeing that Dino, for the first time Minju gets her strength on her legs and runs from there. Though, she is still falling behind the second copy of Usain Bolt, who is always running if he just get the smell of danger. Even though he has a sword with him, everyone is running. But Mr. Lee is not. He is surprised to find a talented summoner there. But for some reason he is finding that monster familiar, as if he had seen it before. Julius orders his monster to destroy whatever it wants. The monster starts to burn the village. Everyone is running away from the monster, and the monster is burning the village. Julius is finding it amusing, and tells his monster to shatter and smash the village. Mr. Lee gets mad at them for destroying such a nice village like that. He summons his eagle to protect the village. Did Jinho's brother wrote a reverse manhwa, where demons are good guys and heroes are bad guys. Julius gets excited to fight with the Eagleman. It's the fight between Light Eagle, 3-star rank, and Spino, 4-star rank. The fight breaks out between the 2 monsters. Eagle is losing the fight. Minju and Minho are getting scared because their bird is losing. Mr. Lee can't take out his main monster because it's still in cooldown. But still his 3-star Eagle is putting a fight against the 4-star rank Spino. Jinho and the village elder also arrive at the scene, and are shocked to see the fight between the 2 monsters. The village elder notices the hero's party, and gets happy that the hero party is fighting with the Demon Lord's servant. Now he is sure that Jinho and the others are Demon Lord's minions. Then he gets shocked when the hero's monster burns half of the village with its breath. And what's more shocking is the hero's party are shouting, "Let's shatter this place to pieces, guy, let's erase it without leaving a trace." The monster starts to rampage. Minju comes to Jinho. She knows that he is the guy who can save her in any situation. She informs him about what happened. Those guys suddenly appeared and started destroying the village. Jinho remembers those guys. They are the MC of the stories. Minho also informs him that Mr. Lee fought against them, but he can't win against them. Jinho then realizes that the hero's party is attacking them because they thought Jinho and his party is with the Demon Lord, because of the Eagleman who is with them. Julius orders his monster to not let even a single soul alive. Poor elder begs the heroes to stop destroying his village. Sehi asks Jinho to help the poor village elder. It's because of them that the village is in trouble. Then they get shocked when the village elders begs the heroes to at least let his house untouched, even if they destroy the whole village, because he still have 70% of his mortgage left to pay. Jinho gets ready to help the village, as Sehi told him that the village got in trouble because of them. Next, Mr. Lee's eagle gets defeated in the end, and he needs time before resummon. Julius asks Eagleman to summon other monsters as well, and Mr. Lee is confused who are those people calling Eagleman. And he also notices that those guys have been calling him Eagleman since a while. He is confused, like who are these guys looking for? He is definitely sure that they got the wrong guy here. Minju comes to him and tells him to do something, because he is supposed to be really strong. And poor guy is like, "The monsters I summon are strong. I am not particularly strong myself." She then tells him to summon the monster, but his strongest monster is in a cooldown right now. She gets mad because he hardly summoned anything. He informs her that he usually summons monsters to ride on for show. Then he suddenly realized that he traveled by riding an eagle. His head starts to hurt. Julius asks him to summon his monster or Julius will defeat him. Julius orders his monster to attack Mr. Lee. The monster comes straight at Minju and Mr. Lee. Then boom, a big blast happened, but both of them are fine. They are fine because Jinho summoned his summon. Mr. Lee is surprised to see another summoner in their company. Jinho's summon seems to be a little stronger than Julius's summon. And why won't it be? It's a metallic dragon. Even though it's a 3-star card, Jinho poured his soul into drawing this. He named it Mecha Dragon. Julius is shocked to see another summoner in that village. Now he is 100% sure that they are Demon Lord's subordinates. He orders his monster to exterminate them all. Mecha Dragon and the Dino starts to fight. Jinho is relief, even though that Dino is a 4-star rank monster, but it fought with the eagle a while ago. So he is relief, thinking that the Dino must have lost some of its stamina. Julius gets shocked when the Mecha Dragon starts to breathe fire, and his monster is cornered. Jinho and his monster attacks the Dino with multiple chain attacks. The Dino gets burned into crisp. Mr. Lee is surprised to know that there is another summoner in their company. Jinho tells him that he is still a novice, and he has a lot to learn from Mr. Lee. But Mr. Lee is sure that Jinho's drawing is better than his. Mecha Dragon destroys the Dino. Everyone is shocked to see the fight, and Village Elder is begging them to protect his village, especially around his house. Spino is struggling to fight with Match Dragon. Julius gets shocked to see his 4-star Spino struggling in one-on-one fight like this. He gets ready to take out another summon, the Red Dragon, and I think this must be his trump card, and its name is Diablo. Now Jinho is in trouble. Diablo burns the Matcha Dragon and start to dominate the fight. Now Village Elder is getting anxious because the hero guy is winning, and Jinho is confused, thinking what is he going to do now? And light is flashing from his butt. Mr. Lee informs him about the light that is coming out from his butt, and it's his 5-star card, the teddy bear. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please do like, and stay tuned for the next part because it's going to be a big kaboom.